our live. This is our Wednesday live with the Artistry Collective. I think we are just doing Crafter's Choice tonight. So a huge thank you to Christy from Christy's Crafty Cottage for bringing us together here in the collective. Up after me will be Leah from Make All the Things With Me. And then after her, we should have Christy from Christy's Crafty Cottage joining us. She's been not feeling well the last few times we've gone live, so hopefully she'll be able to join us tonight. And in my last little video where we were having tech trouble, I was showing you I got these paper bags from Daiso, which is like a Japanese Dollar Tree. Hello again, take two. So for $1.75, you get 18 bags, and they are this size here. It's up at the top here in both centimeters and inches, if you can read it. Yay, it's working. Hi again, everybody. Thanks for coming back. And so I'm just folding these in half. I was inspired by, I think her name is Cactus Crafts. She was taking part in Inktober, and she came up in my reels. And Inktober is like an artist monthly like a whole month of October challenge. So if you type in the hashtag Inktober, you can see all of these wonderful artists who draw and paint and do all kinds of things. And they have a whole prompt list. It's kind of like Junk Journal January or something like that. And there's Leah right there. Hello. Then our whole collective is in the house. Love it. So she made several of these books to do her prompts. And I thought they'd be perfect for a gratitude journal, where I want to do all the prompts and do all the things. So, Daiso, if you've never been to one before, thanks for sharing me again. They have all kinds of different sizes of bags and colors of bags and all kinds of things in their gift wrapping section and their craft section. So Mr. Frapps took me there yesterday, which was wonderful because I'm still not mobile on my own. So he wheeled me all through there. And he'd never been into a Daiso before, not really his thing. So huge thank you to him for taking me in there and making sure I could do my craft. I am getting a little bit of a head start because I don't want to, I have to glue, and I have some other things I want to do too. So tomorrow we'll be on Facebook, not the Artistry Collective, but myself and Tamara, who's in the comments there. And she told me in my last little attempt at a live tonight to use StreamYard. StreamYard and I are not friends. I've never used StreamYard on my YouTube, and I don't really intend to. I've been using it a little bit over on Facebook, and we're not friends either. I don't know. I just try to go with whatever the platform is, but I do know I like some of the features that it has, and I wish YouTube would jump on board with that so that we could do like a little banner across. Although last time, was it last week? No, the week before. I tried to do the little banner, and it just kind of made a fool of me. So yeah, StreamYard and I will only be using together, sharing our time together, I guess, on Thursdays. And that's because for whatever reason, the other ladies aren't allowed to go live with the horizontal way. And for some reason, don't tell Facebook anyone, I'm still allowed to. So I don't know. I even bought a new contraption to go live if I had to go vertical, because sometimes it doesn't let me hear either. So, boy, change and tech trouble. It's tough. The struggle is real. So how's everybody doing? I've seen all kinds of scary things online with the weather and this crazy hurricanes and people evacuating, and I just hope everyone is safe. Whether we know and love them or not, I just hope everyone is safe. I don't have I don't have any family in Florida. My daughter, her fiance has a sister in Florida, and they had to evacuate, so that's pretty scary. And the people I know in North Carolina are still trying to recover from what they've already had on their plate from the hurricane already that hit. So I just hope they don't get any more, because I don't know how much more they can take. Let's hope tech trouble stays away tomorrow. Yes. Yes, for sure. Oh my goodness. So I'm trying to decide if I need all 18 of these, because that's going to be a pretty wide spine. But when you compress it all, it's going to look like that. So I don't know. I'm thinking I might as well just go for it. I don't need any extra bags just hanging out. And I love this size. This is actually pretty great. So we'll just keep folding. This is how it's constructed at first. You just fold your bags in half like this and give them a good crease. And then we get to start the gluing. Now I'm not going to use, I'm going to use Aleene's Tacky Glue if I can get it to come out of the bottle. I've got it sitting outside because I don't need to use my more expensive glue like my Barely Arts glue because I just need it to stick together. This paper's pretty thick and I don't think it will show any of the wrinkling that my tacky glue might leave behind. So hello, Robin. Come on in. This is take 2 for our live tonight. I don't know what was going on with the first one, but I lost the picture somehow and couldn't get it back, no matter what button I tried to push. So we're trying again. And I am working on putting together the base for a project that I will be starting tomorrow. So sometimes if you follow me on all social platforms, you get to see the whole picture. Sometimes I do a little piece of the craft here and a little piece of the craft there because junk journals really need more time than an hour, at least the way that I make them. And so if you follow all my socials, sometimes you'll get a more in-depth view of the projects. You get kind of the workings. And then I also have a subscription group, and in there we do all kinds of fun things that I don't show out here. So yeah, that's for sure. Yeah, it does take a lot more time and work. So this is going to be pretty thick if I do all 18. But I still think it will be okay. Kind of fun. I don't really want like 3 bags just floating around, so I might as well. I suppose I could take like 5 of them out, but then that would leave me 13. I don't know. I think I'll just do them all together. Let me know. All right, so that's what it'll look like if it's all put together like this. And I love this. Look at this little, it looks almost like corrugated sides here. I love how that looks. I do like a chunky book. That's right. And if you're doing something that has prompts, you know, you want to make sure you have at least 30 pages to work with. So then you're going to have a cover and a back cover, and those don't count. So there's this thing called journaling math. And if you take your pages, let's see, let's get a pen. Let's try some journal math here real quick. And it's not girl math, it's journal math. Okay, so we have 18 of these, and it's going to be times 4 because you get the front, the inside left, the inside right, and the back. So what is that? 72. So I'm going to have like double what I need here, actually. But then we have the cover and we have the back. And then we lose a little bit here too because our pages are glued together like this. So I don't know. I think we're just going to go for it. We're just going to make one big book and go for it. All right. Let's see if my tacky glue is ready to come out. And like I said, I don't need super strong glue. I just need something that will glue paper to paper because that's all this is. And that'll be the back. So we're just going to go ahead and start gluing. Now, you could glue these to make top-loading pockets, but I'm not going to because this is already going to be chunky enough book, and we're going to have all these side pockets here. Come on, tacky glue. Come on, tacky glue. Here we go. So, going to glue like this. Give it a good coat, and then you want to spend a good amount of time trying to just make sure you have everything lined up. This is the base of your book, so you want it to look good. And we'll squish that down, and see, it moved a little bit. Okay, then we're going to do the next one. Now we could go through and ink and whatever we want to do here on every single page, but I'm going to put them together before I do that. I might spray these. I think having all these pages will be so much fun, because then I can prepare it however I see fit. And my sweet friend Tamara from Tamara's Designs, that's also here in the comments, sent me some beautifully dyed papers that will go in here, and I will have plenty of pages to cover them. So, and I'm also going to be using some, I think, line dot arrow papers as well. Yeah, you know, it's super great. It keeps coming up in my reels. I wasn't sure if I was going to make a file folder book or paper bag book, and keeps coming up in my reels, and I was like, okay, this is a hint. I just need to do it. And then I'm going to work out a hardcover for it. I've got some cardboard here, and I've already put a die through it. I used a big die, the layers, leaf layers or something. It's a big die, and I'll show you guys that once we get all glued. And the lady that I saw do this, she made some little handles for her bag book, paper bag book. And I don't think I want to do that. I think I'm going to use some chiffon or some ribbon. But it's cool to take inspiration and make it your own. So I am good with that. And it's kind of fun that you don't have to sew this together. So see how it's looking here? You have a bunch of paper bags. I'm inspiring you. Awesome. Yes, get them out. So what's going to be cool about this, like I said, is that we can have a pocket right here to put in our prompts. We can put in some photos, anything that we want. And then right here, this little flip, you can make that a little tuck spot as well. Now, the girl that I watched, she made it like a little flap. So when it folded open like this, it was something different in here than it was out here. So that's really fun too. You can use colored paper bags. You can use, I've seen white ones. Sometimes the grocery stores will have different colored lunch bags. And then also be sure to look in like the party sections of stores, or like the Party City kind of stores. You can find some very unique ones there. But like I said, these ones came from Daiso. I really like the bag selection that they have at Daiso, because they have some different sizes, just some different things for gift wrapping. Oops. What was that? Are those lunch bags? These ones are lunch bags. I got them at Daiso, and but I got them in the gift wrapping section. So, I mean, they're just paper bags, like paper lunch bags. Here's the sizes, if you can read it. Has it in centimeters, and then I think it's in inches underneath of there. I'm sure you can find them on Amazon or at Dollar Tree, just whatever size you have. I have also some smaller ones. And the smaller ones I love for making little, we made a little apple baskets in my group last time. Now see, this would probably be enough for one book right here. How many is that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So if I were to do 6, I could make 3, because I had 18 bags. I could make 3 books. But then we'd have 1, 2, 3. Those are glued together. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 pages. So that's only about half. So really, I could do 12 bags and I would be good. Did you guys see how I got to that part? Because these, when you glue these 2 pages together, they make 1. So then your math goes all out the window. Yeah, use what you have. Use the size what you have. I didn't have any, so I needed to go and get some. I also like to watch when the holidays are over, like after the holidays when you get those sales. Like sometimes they'll have little pastry bags. You could do the same thing with those. You could just glue them together and have a fun little book. So just make sure you take the time, especially if you're using a glue. Like you can even use just Elmer's school glue. I think that's what the lady I watched did. So just a PVA glue, school glue, whatever. Glue them together. Just make sure to take the time to make sure they are all put together nicely so your pages will be nice and neat. Unless you want them wonky, that's fine too. Okay. Yay. Yeah, now, before you assemble some of these, you could stamp on them, do all of the things. You could spray them, you can paint them, ink them, whatever you have. Okay, so let's just keep making sure everything's nice and straight. And no matter how much I try, it looks like one page is a little wonky each time, but I think this is going to be so cool. I've been watching the lady. She's like, if you type in the hashtag Inktober in Instagram, you'll see all of the artists making really cool drawings. They have some prompts for each day that they're all following and their take on it. And it's so great. I wish I could draw even half as good as some of them. But they take like the one lady, she had the paper bag open like this and she drew on the whole thing for her first prompt. So that's kind of cool. And I love how these edges are kind of perforated. It just gives it a fun look. I think that's going to look really great when I ink it or spray it or paint it or something. It's going to be fun. So not very exciting today, but you do have to consider when you're junk journaling, no matter what you're doing, we are going to have some, let me finish my thought first. You have to do the boring stuff first, the assembly, the gathering of your signatures or the sewing in of your pages or whatever it is. There's always some kind of base work before you can get to the fun stuff. Yes, we are going to have some gratitude prompts, and by we, I mean Tamara's Designs and myself. We are doing every Thursday over on Facebook Live, either on my page or hers. Tomorrow it's mine, and we're going to have a couple of guests with us. We will have Grace from the Comfy Nest with us tomorrow, and then there will be a prompt list to do gratitude journaling in November when we have, I think November we're calling it Friendsgiving. Maybe that's what we're calling this month. Tamara, help me out. I've had a crazy week coming up. I've got all kinds of testing and stuff going on, so my mind is a little crazy. Crazy. Yeah, I don't have a copy of the prompt list for Inktober because I'm not doing Inktober, but I've seen it. If you just type in the hashtag Ink, Inktober, Tober, and it's all one word, there might be, you could, sometimes some of them are doing 2024 after that, in that prompt, that hashtag, yeah. Yes, October is gathering friends, and then November is Friendsgiving, I think. So, yeah. But Inktober is something totally separate. I don't run that. I'm not participating in that. I've just been kind of observing because I think it's really cool. I love art. I love watching people do art. And I mean, even if you're not someone who draws or paints or whatever, you could still do the prompts for Inktober. Like if they're doing whatever they're doing, maybe you have stamps or collage or paper or something. So you could still participate. Yes, we're going to have our prompt list for November, October 31st. It'll be released on Tamara's Designs Coffee page as a freebie so that everybody can download it and do all the things. And we'll have more details on that on Facebook. It hasn't started yet, so you haven't missed anything yet. I just thought I needed to do some of this prep, and I thought this would be great. How many bags is that? Holy smokes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So one more and I have 12, like a whole dozen. And that's a pretty good sized book right there. And this is fun because you don't have to do rings if you don't want to sew. So you could put rings in here instead of gluing them all. Or you could still glue them and put rings. That could be fun. But if you don't like the rings, this is another way to get a no-sew journal pretty inexpensively. So this is, I think it's great. I think it looks great. And I think it's going to be fun to play in here. There we go. So again, just making sure I get everything as straight as I can. Now, paper bag books have been around for lots of years for those of us that used to scrapbook and make mini books. But this particular one, I was inspired by Cactus Crafts, and she just recently made it, like I said, for the Inktober prompts. But you could use it for anything, really. I know there's people in the comments said they were going to make one for a little travel book or a little journal. Her Facebook page is Tamara's Designs, just like here on YouTube. She's also trying to grow her YouTube, so if you could like and follow and subscribe, do all the things, especially for Make All the Things with Me and Christy's Crafty Cottage as well. We would greatly appreciate you. Give us a big thumbs up, do all the YouTube things. And we're all on Facebook as well. So, and sometimes you get little different pieces of our creativity here, there, and everywhere. We participate in events, and over on my Facebook page on Mondays, I just do whatever comes to me, however I want to start the week. Tuesdays, we do what I call Tool Talk Tuesday, and we talk about different techniques or tools for paper crafting. And then Wednesdays, I'm here with the Artistry Collective. I love it. Isn't it great? Yeah, the Inktober. So many talented people. Yeah, I love it. I cannot draw that good. Especially some of them just do freehand. They just look at a picture. The lady that made this book, she has one day that's a boot. It's her boot and her bird. And it's just beautiful pen work. So, and you know, sometimes you might not be someone who draws, but you can still find inspiration for however you craft from these amazing artists as well. Maybe they're using a color palette that you like, or maybe they have a technique with a pen that you can emulate with your ink or whatever it is. So don't discount them just because, gee, they paint really good and I don't paint or whatever it is. Do what you do, but definitely get inspiration from other people that do creative, crafty things as well. And then at the end of the day, you have to just do what makes you happy. So, if playing with watercolors makes you happy, do that. Wow, this is getting to be a pretty thick little book. Look at this. My goodness. This is going to be so much fun. Now, I have to decide what working in it's going to be like, but I think it will just lay flat like this while you work on each page, which is pretty great. And then I think I'm going to want like little cards to go in each day to tell me what the prompt is or was or whatever. And then I can do the page. It is a chunky book. I love it though. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. This is 14 pages. So I have 4 more to go. And I think we're just going to go all in. But I mean, you could do as many or as few as you want to do. I just want to make sure that I have enough pages to do the whole month of November. And that I can do some really fun things on our Thursday lives to make the book ready and great for whatever November's gratitude journaling holds for us. So I can start incorporating some of the beautiful papers that I have. I want to make a fun cover, and I've got a great idea. You don't have to do a cover. You can just, you know, this can be your cover, but I'm going to do a hardcover, and we're going to, provided it works. We're going to take a look at that here in just a minute. We're about halfway through my time. So really, you can see, you can build one of these pretty quickly. If you need a gift for somebody too, this would be really great, just having it all together. Then I think I'm going to go through and glue these little pieces right here, just to make sure it's like one solid pocket page. So I'll be gluing here and here next. Lots of gluing today, but gluing is fun too. I love to glue. Like I said, though, you don't, unless if you really like the quicker drying glues, you can use a cheaper glue here. You could, I don't know that glue stick would hold it as good as a liquid glue, but you could definitely try it if that's what you have. I am good with my clear gel tacky glue here, but the girl that made the one I was inspired by, she used she used Elmer's glue, so just school glue. Nope, this tacky glue doesn't really have a smell, so that's good. I know if you use like the Fabri-Tac or 3-in-1, Fabri-Tac has a smell, and I couldn't remember like if it was a smell that was offensive to me or not. So my daughter Alyssa and I went into Joann's one time, quite some time ago, and we went down the glue aisle. I found it, and we opened it to smell it, and then I realized, I was like, oh, this doesn't look very good. We are smelling glue in the glue aisle in the craft store. They're gonna think we're like trying to trying to be inappropriate or something. I don't know. We weren't. We weren't trying to do any of that. We were just trying to see if it was a strong smell that we did not want. And as it turned out, I was not a fan. But, you know, use the glue that makes you happy. And this is just paper to paper gluing. You do want it to be nice and sturdy, though, because it is making your pages. So just like if you were sewing in signatures or something like that, and you want your binding to be strong, this is creating our binding. So I do want it to be sturdy and strong. This would be a fun way to make a little art journal as well. You could turn this into whatever it is that you want or need. Hello.
I'm going riding with Jaws.
Okay. Have fun. Be safe.
Eh.
Be careful, I guess.
Overrated.
It's what?
Overrated.
Overrated. Awesome. Okay, so that's our last one. So that is 18 bags folded in half, all glued together. And it's a pretty sturdy, heavy little book here, but I love how it looks. It almost looks like cardboard, and these are just paper bags. Okay, so now we do have to talk about what my plans are for the cover. And I have a piece of printed paper from Line Dot Arrow. This is from her Textured Backgrounds And I just love it. Look at this one. And I love this one as well. But I think what I'm going to do, let's measure this. I don't usually do a lot of measuring, but we'll just measure for today. So this turns out to be about a little over 4.5, maybe, but not quite 4.25, maybe-ish. I don't know. By about 6.25, 6.5-ish. Okay, and then our spine here, if you compress it, it's smaller, but if you just let it be itself there, it's about 2 inches. Okay, so now I'm going to trim this paper down just a little bit. Let's get this pen out of the way. And like I said, this could be your cover right here, but I'm going to put a piece of paper going around the front to the back so it hides this a little bit. And then I'm also going to put cardboard. You could use chipboard, but I'm going to do cardboard to cover up there as well. All right, so cutting off these little white edges that might tell my printer to print without a border, but it still does. Okay, there we go. And then we'll trim this down and make it wrap all the way around. So I'm kind of doing a fall theme because, well, we're in the fall season. Oh. And these textured backgrounds are one, if you like the grungier look, you could use them all year round. I mean, this is like almost like a weathered wood kind of a background look. Okay, so I am just going to fold this here to where I want it to go. And then we'll just trim this off and wrap around. Now we could do a ribbon closure here. We don't have to do a closure really if we don't want to, because I mean it just kind of sits like this, but I do feel like I might need a closure because well, there's so many pages, it's probably going to gator out. All right, here we go. So I think I'm going to do like this. I don't want to cover these little ripply edges. I love that texture. But I am going to go around like this. Look, that is like the perfect size right there. And then I can put a trim over here since that one is a flat edge. So that's just an 8.5 by 11 piece of paper here. I can put a piece of trim there too. I don't want it to be, I'm not going to glue it here. I'm not going to glue this. I think the lady I watched did glue it there, but I'm not going to. I'm just going to glue everything else and that will fall into place. But I do want to ink the edges just in case they are visible. This is my VersaMagic Jumbo Java chalk ink. I do sometimes use other products than distress products. I know it's hard to believe. And I'm just going to, I might just set this here. And this will ink the edge of this paper and the edge of my paper bag. And the purpose for inking, one, I really like the look, but two, it takes away the white edge of my paper here from just being cut there. And this was just printer paper, my pattern paper. And again, the digital artist that created this is Line Dot Arrow. Yeah, my printer is an HP DeskJet, and I tell it to print borderless, and it just prints this little tiny edge. I think it must be just the way it does it. Okay, so let's turn the Ryobi on, and let's get a closure in here before I glue this on. I think I'm going to use this ribbon. I just need a thin little closure. This one is a ribbon from Joann's, I believe. No, Ribbon Boutique. Nope, this was from Hobby Lobby on clearance. I got it for 49 cents, and there's 3 yards. And I think it will just be beautiful. Look at this. And that will wrap around there like this. We'll go ahead and cut. I'm not going to measure, I'm just going to wrap it around and trim. And then since I know I'm going to be gluing this paper over here, I'm going to first put a little piece of tape like right here, just so I'm going to use my hot glue, but I want it to stay straight and not be all bunched up, so I'm just going to put a little piece of tape right there. Maybe. Okay, here we go. And this is just a little piece of double-sided tape. Gotta find the end without my hair on it. It's been living in the drawer. How are we doing? You have the same printer, Christy? Yeah, I love that printer. I had an HP Envy, and we just don't get along. Even my friends have an HP Envy, and when I went to their house, oh man, I made a huge mess of that printer. I don't know why. The Envy and I don't get along, but we do not. It's kind of like my sewing machine and I right now. We're just not friends. Okay, so I'm just going to put this here. The purpose of that there is just to keep it straight while I'm gluing. And hopefully the hot glue will heat up. What's everybody drinking? I got Dr. Pepper, still from lunch. And yes, I said lunch. I'm here on the West Coast, 2 and 3 hours behind most of you guys. Your HP Envy prints borderless. Mine never did, and that printer and I absolutely did not get along. Always jammed and caused me problems. So I was very, very disheartened. And within the first week of having that printer, I had to have it replaced. The repair, it just wouldn't link up. It wouldn't do what it was supposed to do. And the guy wanted to send me a refurbed one. I was like, no way. I'm taking it back to the store then. So we took it back to the store and we got a new one that was the same. And honestly, it wasn't an improvement. So that's why my husband and I decided we needed to get one that was reliable for me every time. Since I'm in so many collabs and things, I need to be able to make sure I have a printer that prints, and that he uses it here as well for printing invoices and things. So we needed one we could count on, and that Envy just wasn't doing it. And now I've heard some people really love theirs, and it works great, and that's great. I've always been an HP girl, so it is hard getting used to a printer that you can't just plug and play, like having to deal with their app or connecting via Bluetooth, which can be convenient, but if it's not working, it's kind of frustrating. Especially when you come from the corded world. Showing my age, but yes. Okay, there we go. We've got that glued on there. And this is just a very flat ribbon. We don't want it too tight over our spine here. So there's a little bit of room for the pages to turn. So when when you turn your page, watch the ribbon. It kind of bulges out a little bit, and it needs to have that room. Otherwise, it'll be really tight and won't work very good for you. So keep that in mind. You could also put an eyelet here and let the ribbon come through if you want it to be like that. And I put that tape there to help me hold it, and it's bunching up. There we go. Okay, so let's glue this down. And I think I'm still going to just use my tacky glue because that's okay. And we're going to glue right over all of this ribbon and everything here. But I need to put a little mark of where I want it to go. Yeah, actually, I think right about there. I'm just going to line it up here. See how this one plank kind of goes along the spine. I think that's pretty great, actually. We could put a piece of double-sided tape here since I don't plan to glue on the spine. Just to make sure it holds really good for right now. I'm still going to use my liquid adhesive. I am one that says tape for today and glue for tomorrow. I come from scrapbooking world where I used a lot of glue dots and double-sided tape, and after like 20 or so years later, most of that adhesive broke and it didn't hold. So I had to glue all of my pages down again, or I had to deal with pieces that fell out, photos that were flying away in the books, and it was so annoying. So now if I use double-sided tape at all, I still use a liquid adhesive, which is really funny because when I scrapbooked, I didn't use liquid adhesive hardly at all. So just be willing to let yourself grow and evolve as your skills and knowledge and resources change. I know I started out as a card maker years and years and years ago. Well, actually, I wasn't even a card maker. I was a kid just stamping. I loved to stamp and play with stamps as a little girl. And then I started making cards. And then I started scrapbooking. And everything just kind of changed as I went through. All right, now I put this glue right to the edge, which I shouldn't have done because my paper is not going to go there, but that's okay. I'm going to put a trim or something. How are we doing on time? I think we got like 12 minutes left. So we were able to construct this book, which is what I was hoping for. Wanted to have a good start for the event tomorrow. And the event I'm talking about is a separate event on Facebook tomorrow. And we invite all of you to join us over there. You started with scrapbooking. Yeah, I've been paper crafting for so many years. It's funny, my first ever scrapbook I think I made when I was like 10, and I still have it. And it literally is a collection of cards that I got, some mail that I got, concert tickets, like it's all the things that we try to make faux ephemera these days, which is funny. And it's massive. It's this big, like, I don't even know. I think it's like 11 by 14 or something. And it's mostly made of construction paper. All the things they tell you not to do now, right? Okay, so now we're just going to do that in reverse on this side. And we are going to pull it just a little bit tight. But I'm not going to be gluing this piece here, so it will be able to float just a little bit. A pack rat. Yes, I saved all of those sentimental type of things. Yes, I still do. And my house kind of looks like it because it's mostly my hoarding now is of paper crafting items that I know are no longer made. I look for those companies that I used to love when I had a scrapbooking store. And I know they've long been out of business. And so I really want to cherish and hold on to those things. Okay, I think I'm going to put the glue on this paper this time. I have a really hard time seeing glue when I put it on white paper, I think because it makes it glare. It just shines. Whoops, I got ribbon everywhere. Okay, here we go. So no glue here where the spine is. Then I have my double-sided tape right here. That's going to hold that piece there. And we're going to pull this just as taut as I can there. Now, I believe the girl in the video that I watched, she did glue this down, but I'm going to leave mine just like this. And you could put fabric over here. You could put ribbon, any and all of the things that you have or that you like. Let's see if I can get a little better crease there. Nope, we cannot because it's going to rip. That tape is holding it like it's supposed to. So we're just going to go with it. Trying to get a nice firm crease. Okay, so this is where we are. I think it's pretty good. We've got a closure, got all of our pages, and this almost just emulates a full-size book. Look how cool. I think I have it upside down. So I have to decide. Okay, there we go. And so each one's going to have a pocket, and we're going to go ahead and glue. Where is it? There's these little flaps in here. Yes, I'm going to keep gluing. Just keep gluing. Just keep gluing. All of these pieces here. I love this size of book. I think it's going to be really great. Okay, we're going to glue this one. And you want to give yourself time to let everything dry if this is the kind of book that you're making. See, and right here, I'm going to glue. I'm just going to keep gluing these. Now, when you have your paper bags out, before you fold them and put them in here, you could lay it out like this and glue this seam. Or you can do it now. Either way. And we'll flip in here and glue. So this project does use a lot of glue because you're not binding. So if this, you are binding. Never mind. If this is how you're choosing to bind your book is with glue and not sewing, that's what I meant. Sewing or stitching or anything like that, then just, you have to account for one way or the other. So if you don't want to sew and you want to glue, you're probably going to use quite a bit of glue. Sorry if you heard that noise. I don't know what that was. Something out there. Family is home in the evenings. No. I think there might be a delivery. I don't know. Sorry, guys. Sorry. Crazy dog. So what I'm going to do here is I'm just putting glue in all these seams on the side, and then I'm going to flip it over and do the other side. So lots and lots of gluing today, but it is pretty relaxing until the dog barks. At least that is. And while you're gluing here, if you want to glue this down because it'll be like a little tuck, you can. Or you can leave it. Like I said, you might want to fold it and make like a little flap. If you don't know what you want, then just leave it and you can do it as you go along. Remy, no. Sorry, guys. All right, Leah, this is your 5-minute warning. Up after me is Leah with Make All the Things With Me. Today we are doing a crafter's choice, just craft with me. Hello, Cheryl. Whoops, Cheryl. Not Sherry, Cheryl. And so you never know what you're going to get. I am a longtime paper crafter and a mixed media artist. And Leah makes a lot of stencil type home decor, but also was a scrapbooker and card maker. And Christy from Christy's Crafty Cottage is a wonderful mixed media artist who also does home decor and paper crafting and junk journals. So you never know what you're going to get when you're here with the Artistry Collective on our craft and chat with us on Wednesdays. 3 hours of fun for sure. Great crafty fun. Whoops, and lots of glue. Remy, stop. And a barking dog. Sometimes you get to hear a meowing cat. I think Leah has a dog. I think Christy has a cat. And I think she had a dog too. I think there might be. We were supposed to be having a pickup. And then we were also supposed to be having deliveries. So, of course. You don't normally get to watch me on Wednesday evenings. That's right, because you're normally at piano lessons. Well, I'm sad you're not at your lessons, but I'm glad you're here. Especially since I decided to do prep for tomorrow. I would normally be doing this by myself. So let's see, we've got just a few minutes left. I'm going to finish doing this side, and then I'm going to show you guys what I plan to do for the cover. I've got to figure out how to crease it and cut it a little bit better. But I already ran it through the die cut machine, so that's great. And I think I'm going to put a texture fade on it. I might do a wood grain. Get him, Remy! Oh, she is, if she hears any kind of crazy noise, she's on it. She is a little yappy dog. She's part corgi and part rat terrier, so she looks kind of silly. She's got the big corgi ears and kind of the short, long body and stout legs, not ears, but she has corgi ears. Hey, stop it! And she has the rat terrier bark, 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 bark. Oh, it drives me crazy. Okay. So, like I said, lots and lots of gluing, but I don't mind it. I actually quite like it. Then you can see how this kind of lays flat once you even get to the back. We've got all of this book here. But it's laying just fine. And I know sometimes when people work in a book like this, they will put like another book on this side just to make it something hard and flat to work on. So that's an idea. And again, you don't have to do this many bags, but I just wanted to make sure I have enough pages to do all the prompts I want to do and enough pockets to hold all the things I want to put in here. And it was a pack of 18, so I figured I didn't want just like some random 3 bags floating around, so I might as well just use them. But if you have lunch bags at home, use what you have. Or like I said, I got these ones pretty inexpensive. It was just $1.75. So $1.75 to make a whole book is not bad. Okay, there we go. That's one whole side. Now I'll have to glue the other side, but before my time is up in just a minute here. Leah, are you ready? This is what my cover is going to look like. Just a piece of cardboard that I have resurrected from the recycle bin. And I'm hoping to pop this leaf out and have this beautiful line dot arrow paper be underneath like so. And then I think I might paint this or something. And then I have to figure out a way to get this to crease in the right spot and wrap around just like a hard cover would be, and then I can trim it off. So we're using paper bags and cardboard, and you could use chipboard or cereal box or whatever it is that you have. So, you know, no excuses to not be able to afford to make a journal or whatever. Yeah, because this just comes right together. Remy, no. And I hope you have enjoyed. We've had all kinds of things tonight. Tech trouble, barking dog, all the things. I'm so sorry. But the Artistry Collective is here every Wednesday. And now we'll go and make all the things with me, with Leah. And then up after her will be Christy from Christy's Crafty Cottage. So thanks so much for joining me, guys. And I will see you next Wednesday.